This is how to film a YouTube video or anything.
We're going to be working in the Macintosh operating system, and I'm going to show you how to change that default orange hard drive icon into a customized icon that matches the hard drive. Or it could be anything you want, really. A unicorn, a purple hippopotamus. Anyway, this technique is very simple, although very difficult if you don't know how to do it. And that's why we're doing the video. Hey, let's get started. Okay, what you can see here is that I have all the hard drives plugged in, and all these default icons come up which look pretty similar. This can be a problem when you're pulling a lot of data off drives. You might have video files on one drive, audio dialogue on another drive, maybe sound effects are on another drive, music on a fourth drive. And so what can happen is that you eject a drive, but then you unplug a different drive other than the one you ejected, and that can cause all kinds of disconnected media. It can even damage your hard drive, which has actually happened to me on more than one occasion. And so I find it useful to make the drive icon on the desktop match what the drive actually looks like. So here you can see some different drives that I physically have. A blue USB, a green USB, a purple USB, a LaCie rugged drive, Western Digital Passport, a Seagate Free Agent, a Panasonic G-Technology drive, a SanDisk SD card, a Kingston compact flash card. And so what we want to do is to take this first icon and match it up to its drive, the LaCie rugged drive. And so I just type that into the web browser. I'll add PNG into the search engine, and what that'll do, if we click images, is bring up a whole bunch of images that look like the ones that we want to use. And the reason I added PNG is that PNG is a type of picture file that supports a transparency layer, or an alpha channel as it's sometimes called. And what that'll do is, instead of when we replace this image, it won't give us an ugly square rectangle, but it'll make an image like this that looks like only the image without the ugly square border around it. And let's face it, although one of the reasons we're doing this tutorial is for the very practical reasons of matching the drive to the icon so you don't make a mistake, the real reason we're doing this is just to look cool. And I'm sorry that this tutorial is only for Macintosh users, but you know, let's just face it. People using Windows don't really care that much about being cool anyway. Let's move on and hope all the Windows people have already logged off this tutorial. Now that we've found a good PNG that matches it, we click on it, and you'll notice there's a black and white checkered layer behind it. That represents the transparency. So this is a perfect image for what we want to do. Now all I have to do is drag this image onto the desktop, and then we can close out of the browser. Now I want to open this image in preview. Most of you will have preview as the default, so you can just double click on it and preview should open up. Or you can two-finger click on the icon, and in the drop-down menu, preview should be one of the options you can use to open it. And so here preview opens up. We want to go up to the drop-down menu here where it says edit, and then copy. And what that does is paste this image onto the computer's virtual clipboard. Once it's in the virtual clipboard, we don't need to use preview anymore. You can close it out if you want to. And the rest is very simple. We go over to the drive we want to change. We do a two-finger click on it like this, and we choose Get Info. And from Get Info, you can see that there is the image that is down at the bottom on the preview, and it's also up in the upper left-hand corner, this little tiny guy here. So what I want you to do is highlight that by clicking on it. And then what we're going to do is hit Command V for paste. And what that'll do is paste the image from our computer's virtual clipboard right there. And you can see that that is exactly what's happened. And if you look over on the right-hand side, voila, we have a new icon. Now you can go through and you can select images for all your drives. And like we said before, you could go through and pick your own custom images that don't necessarily match your drive, but say this little USB reminds you of Mario, this one reminds you of Luigi, and this one reminds you of Wario. Well, you can just go in, select the PNGs for all those files, Okay, so once we find all of those icons, I can just go in here and swap them all out using the same method. And that's about all there is to that. One very simple but useful and practical tutorial. We shall see you next time. Thanks for joining.